Hey all, Paint Marine here with a model showcase. I don't do these too often, and usually they're somehow connected to my Armies on Parade display. And today will actually be a little bit, I guess no different really. Originally I had a different idea for my Armies on Parade. I'm still going to go forward with that as far as like getting that ready for next year, but due to just life and time constraints and stuff like that, I'm not going to be able to get it ready or up to what I want it to be in time. So then I started looking, well, I still want to participate, but I wasn't sure like what I want to do. I was like, well, I could get it as far as I could and all this and that. Well, then I discovered, or realized rather, that I've actually never had my Salamanders in Armies on Armies on Parade, which is kind of odd because it's pretty much my most completely painted army that I have, and it's like my first, technically my second, but my first army that I really got motivated with and really got into a lot. And like I said, I don't play them as much as I'd like to anymore, but I still have the models kicking around, and I still have plenty more not on the table here that is wanting to be painted. It's just one of those things where I don't think I'll ever get rid of my Salamanders. I'll hold on to them to the bitter end, and hopefully I'll get everything else I have for them painted, completed one day. But this is where I'm at right now. So, of course, this is not as elaborate of a board as I've done in the past. And like I said, hopefully this means that my board that I can do next year, you know, of course, if I am able to participate next year, I don't know what life will be bringing me it's almost a year and a half or so from now. But like I said, hopefully I will be able to participate in that one and have that board and the models for that completed, which I definitely should have the models. It's just more or less getting the board locked down with the kind of the effects and the things I want it to do. But like I said, so this won't be an elaborate board this year, but I just think the sheer numbers and if people really get down in there and look at all the conversions that I've done and just the time and effort and just the real love and care that's gone into these models, I think it'll do well. Either way, I'm not looking really to do anything crazy. Just want to participate, get that, you know, the Citadel Crusader card for participating, and just hopefully people enjoy this army here. It's like, you know, it's one that I definitely hold near and dear to my heart, and like I said, for some reason I've just never had it on display here. So let's kind of get down and closer to the models here and take a look at what we've got here. So I guess we'll start over here on this side with the Assault Marines. As you see here, I have a Jump Captain, or not Jump Captain, Jump Chaplain, sorry, and a bunch of Assault Marines. Now, the Chaplain here, I'm trying to remember what that hammer was called. It was when that supplement came out in 7th edition that actually had like special things for each of the chapters, like their own unique, what were those called? Like special objectives, and then they had different relics and stuff that were a little bit more in depth. And I wish I could remember what this was called. So I basically combined like a power mace and a thunder hammer to make this super awesome hammer that's supposed to be super awesome or whatever. But yeah, so then I've got some, as you can see, there's one right there. There's an assault sergeant on a flight stand. So I've got a few like on flight stands. Here's another one there. Just to kind of like break up the monotony of just standing around. And then we kind of go on this back squad over here. I've got them with just like the single jump packs, like the older version. So yeah, so definitely pretty easy conversions. And as you can see, like my sergeant right here, and then we go over here to my other one that's kind of kneeling. They have actual, if I can kind of come to the side, chainsaw teeth on their heads to kind of make like a dragony spine frill thing going down their helmets. Alright, so let's come back around to the front here, and we have some Pyroclasts. Super awesome models. Fun to paint. Really awesome. And then we got next to them, we've got some Devastators with Multi-Melta. And then there's Sergeant back here with a Power Fist. And then kind of next to them, some Devastators Grav Cannons. And again, there's Sergeant with a Power Fist right there. And then you see some cherubs kind of hanging out in there as well. Alright, let's come around the front. Then we have some librarians and Tech Marine with the servitors with multi-meltas, which those are actually magnetized. So I have the heavy bolter option as well. And then the Tech Marine here is with a conversion beamer. And that was actually a conversion from the Astroclaws Tech Marine that comes with the conversion beamer that goes on his pack, but I actually kind of modified it. Pretty easy conversion just to put it in his hand, because I like that better anyway. And then took a missile launcher arm and put it as kind of a servo arm over there. And then these librarians. Now the story behind them, so I've got my one librarian that's a conversion from the Dark Imperium librarian there. You can kind of see. And then these other two, again, they had the kind of the different versions of librarians that you could have that came out around that 7th edition time. So the one with kind of the Tech Marine, the Power Axe and all that, is just that he was kind of like the one that was the librarian that had the Tech Marine powers. And then over here we have the he was like an electromancy or something like that, chaplain. So that was kind of his focus, and where I went with that. All right, so then we have a speeder here. The only issue with this one is I haven't finished the base, which I'll definitely have done in time for Armies on Parade, but you can see, so that's what I'm working with when I start. I have a video on the YouTube channel. If you look in the Paint Marines workbench, you'll find how I do my lava bases. So that's just, you know, how they look before, as you look here, they start to look like that. Alright, so let's see here, where are we going to go next? Well, there's my recent Death Watch Marine. Now, he may or may not be in the display just because I plan on basing my Death Watch differently. So he probably actually won't make it in the final Armies on Parade, unfortunately. I just included him now because, you know, after all, he's a Salamander. But I've got a little tiny Death Watch brethren right here that I used the Anniversary Marine that they came out with a few years back. And I thought, well, he has such a unique and exotic weapon here. Maybe he got it from the Death Watch and then came back. And then I used a Mark IV helmet, did the chainsaw spines on it, or teeth rather, and then went that way with him. Then we have a bunch of Mark III Tactical Marines. I mean, they go pretty much throughout. Because I have a full squad for 30K there, full Mark III squad. And then you can see here I kind of had a, for the sergeant, had an extra sergeant head from the, oh, what are they called? The Terminators now. I can't think of what they're called now. The Fireborn or something like that. Terminators. Man, that's going to kill me. I feel bad being a Salamander player. I can't remember. But anyway, I cut the top off of that, and then I combined it with a Mark III helmet, and kind of got that cool little flame on his helmet there. Then we're coming over here to our other kind of more traditional marks of tacticals. This guy right here with that fancy looking flamer head, that's from a Fire Slayer, the dwarfs. I can't remember which one that was from, like his headpiece. Now that's on there because that again was another relic that came out in that supplement. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm trying to hold this as still as I can. Let me see if I can get this a little better. So yeah, so he had that relic there, so that's what he is. So he's actually not really a part of the squad because you replace a flamer with that relic. So if I took it, I had him to kind of replace my regular flamers with. So I have one 10-man squad in here with a flamer special weapon, and then the sergeant, which is right here, has a combi flamer. And then this back squad has a special weapon here of a grav rifle or grav cannon thing. It's not a cannon, it's a rifle of some kind. I can't remember. The grav rifle or whatever. And then his sergeant has the combi version. And this is back now. I haven't really played, like I said, I haven't played this army since 8th. And I know there's changes to grav. I definitely, like, grav was just awesome in 7th edition. I just loved it because then, as you can see here, I have some Centurions with grav cannons and grav amps. And then I also have another 3 of these that aren't painted. They're primed and stuff, and they're converted with the same lizardmen shields and stuff. But they're, like I said, they're not painted yet. But these are my Grav Centurions. Love them. They were so awesome. Drop them in a drop pod, and they come out and they just delete whatever big unit, pretty much, whatever big and scary. All right, and then we come up here, and then we have what is this? The Storm Hawk fighter, which is really awesome. And then you can see, you know, more of the got the bigger base with the lava effect and some skeletons. My awesome Securin relic, I guess, for 40k and stuff. Did awesome work when I went to Adepticon in 2016 with that. Just MVP for sure. Las cannons, one shot, and what are the Gorka Morka or whatever the heck that big thing was called. That was just so many awesome things with that. Just really clutched a lot of games for me. The awesome Salamander Contemptor Dreadnought. So awesome. Love it. Then we have my Scouts with their awesome lava cloaks. And then here we have the speeder for them. And I kind of like converted them all to basically be carrying snipers, because I really like the snipers. I just think they look awesome. And then we have, you know, pretty much everybody here is a sniper with camo cloaks, and then I have a rocket launcher and a heavy bolter in there as well. In the back here, we've got some drop pods here. A couple drop pods. Now what I would do is I would put my Devastators in each of these side drop pods, and my Grav Centurions would go in this one with the scales, and they would drop in and just wreck face. And then my Assaults, they would deep strike in and bring the pain right to you right away. And people just, they loved it. Alright, so then the awesome Terminators that I can't remember. Pyroclast, no, that's what these other guys were. What are these guys called? Oh, I hate myself. But yeah, so these were some awesome Terminators from Forge World, of course. For 40k, just, you know, Storm Shield Thunderhammers. Cruising along, we've got the awesome I can't believe that. Anyway, Land Raider. Now, this one in particular, you can see has quite a bit of like trinkets on it. It's got the skull on the front. It's got kind of like this lens thing on the side. It's got this antenna over here. It's got a shell here, another radar-looking antenna. It's got like the Iron Halo-looking thing here. Tech Marine arm. It's got a banner, another antenna, and another antenna. What's all this about? Well, again, a few years ago, they had a, what was it called? It was like a tank commander type of thing, kind of campaign that you could do. And as you played, you could gain upgrades to your tanks and stuff that would give them special rules and such like that. And so I actually made something to model for each one of the upgrades in case I got it. And I can't remember what I ended up with. I ended up with quite a bit of stuff because this thing did work. I mean, it just was crushing everything. I remember that dragon head there. It's because it got the monster hunter ability. So I was like, well, you know what? Well, how can I do that? Well, let's put this, you know, dragon's, you know, head on there to kind of decorate it. And yeah, like the Tech Marine arm, I think it could reheal a whole point or something like that. And yeah, just all kinds of cool abilities. Really fun thing. And then I got my awesome tank commander up here, you know, leading the troops forward with his Thunderhammer and everything like that. Just really awesome. So there it is. There's kind of the quick down and dirty story of the army. Like I said, hopefully it'll just be impressive enough to see this sea of green and it not be orcs. And the lava effect on the base, and just, you know, just the love that I have for this army. Either way, I'll just be proud to show it off for the first time ever, really. I mean, obviously people that played against me when I play this army a ton will recognize it. But yeah, I've never actually put it up for kind of the scrutiny of others and to see how it does. Oh, and whoops, I actually forgot something. Let me zoom in here real quick. Right here, I have my original Kill Team squad. So they're a little bit different color of green because I actually had done kind of more the traditional color of green that you see them painted. But then I ended up repainting pretty much my whole army. Because I really like the darker OD green color from the Horus Heresy that the models are often seen painted as, and you know, to me that just looks, I don't know, tons better, and that's my favorite color anyway. So, but I decided that these guys, because I had them painted and they were my veterans of the I think it was 6th edition kill team that I started playing these guys in, and then they also played in 7th edition kill team, which wasn't much different. But yeah, so I decided to keep them just as kind of a mark of their veterans status with that. So yeah, so that's my original kill team right there. So alright, well, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like I said, we'll keep everyone updated with how this goes when I actually have Armies on Parade this coming October 13th. Alright, well, again, check out the Facebook page, check out the channel, like, subscribe, share, all that, and I definitely thank you for watching. See you next time.